Nick Carlin-Voigt 4 years at UCLA, so he brings a lot to the table here in terms of this matchup tonight.
Yeah, we saw those coaches exchanging handshakes, getting a little bit more familiar. They haven't seen each other for a little bit, but Nick Carlin-Voigt brought along Leonard Griffin, so familiar faces. They won't really care today. They're here to go for the win.
Well, we talk about our players to watch, and we get into that here for UCLA, and we mentioned the youth, and Matt Hundley, a freshman, 5 goals, tied for the team lead in that department. He leads the team with 7 assists.
Yeah, 17 goals. 17 points. He's tied in that Pac-12 for most points as a true freshman, 9th nationally among freshmen, and 2nd in terms of assists. He has really come in and not really skipped a beat from him coming out of those high school ranks. He'll be looking to produce on that right side of the midfield.
Part of that top recruiting class for UCLA. Meanwhile, for Portland, it's their man up top, Benji Michel, 10 goals on the season, 3 straight years of 10 goals. He scored in his first 6 matches, a little bit of an injury bug, hasn't scored in his last 5 appearances.
Yeah, a little bit of an ankle issue he's coming off of, but we saw him last game against St. Mary's. He looked lively, he looked fit, and if the Pilots are going to get going, it's going to start with this man right here. He's put 10 goals in the back of the net, probably more if he doesn't pick up a knock or an injury here or there. Benji Michel will need to lead from the front tonight.
We saw him with a couple good opportunities against St. Mary's, but failed to get into the back of the net. We'll see what he can do here tonight. About as close to 100% as he's been in a while. Let's talk about the lineups for tonight. And for UCLA, it'll be a 3-5-2. Justin Garces, the goalkeeper, 7-6-0 on the season, 4 shutouts. We mentioned for UCLA, the 2 up top, Milan Ilowski and Mohamed Kamara. Kamara, another key player, 5 goals on the season.
Yeah, another player who got off to a hot start, 4 goals in 4 games and picked up a little bit of an injury. Hudley will be on that right side, and then Holt in that midfield, 3-time Pac-12 all-team first. So he'll be looking to lead the troops from back there.
He started all 18 games for UCLA. For the Portland Pilots, I mentioned really the first choice since September for Nick Carlin-Voigt, and it's going to look like this: a 4-2-3-1. Keenan Weeks in goal, 11-3-2 on the season. You got the back line stretch, Tiazo, Mills, Calvo, the young freshman Tracy Artiega, the holding midfielders, Dixon on left, Magana Rivera in the middle, Ray Ortiz back in the starting lineup on the right, and of course Benji up top.
Yeah, RJ Stretch, not too many reps on that left side, and he's going to go in toe-to-toe with Hundley. So that's the one matchup I tell you to keep your eye on. Otherwise, this is the strongest 11 that Nick Carlin-Voigt and his crew can trot out.
Mention how important it is for Michel to get back on the scoreboard. How important is it to have Magana Rivera right underneath him?
Yeah, Magana Rivera for me and St. Mary's didn't get on the ball as much as he should have. Ray Ortiz was whipping in crosses. I think he was a little bit lost on that left side. So when we see Dixon in the lineup, I think that allows Magana Rivera to sit below Benji Michel, to get on the ball and start being that straw that stirs the drink a little bit more. And when he's doing that, when he's running at players, taking them on, this Pilots offense is humming. It's going full, all cylinders. It'll be interesting to see how he integrates himself into that game early on.
All right, we will take a break. We'll have the kickoff next. Opening round in the NCAA Tournament here from Merlot, Portland, and UCLA coming up next. 2 theme since 2003. A couple of Major League Soccer players you might remember from that match. Benny Held got a goal in that one, and Luis Robles was man in net for the Pilots.
Yeah, a couple of familiar faces, and there's a lot of history, but it's been a while, 15 years since the two teams have seen each other. Obviously, there's a familiarity between the coaching staff, but ultimately, these two teams haven't seen each other, though they have faced a lot of the same opponents, the LMUs, the UWs, the OSUs of the world. So in that sense, maybe a little bit of something we can look into, but overall, it'll be an interesting matchup, a 3-5-2 versus a traditional 4-4-2. But what's great to see is both teams seem to be trotting out a healthy starting 11 that they'd be preferring.
UCLA led by head coach Jorge Salcedo. Salcedo 19-10-4 in postseason play. UCLA is made to the NCAA Tournament 35 out of the last 36 years. They did not make it last year. 2 years ago, made it to the second round of the tournament. A lot of success under Jorge Salcedo. And there's Nick Carlin-Voigt. Second appearance in the NCAA tournament. Of course, 4 years on the bench under Salcedo at UCLA. Yeah,
and you saw the exchange there, but now they are against each other on the other sides, and it's very much almost a student and a teacher moment there. You saw Nick Carlin-Voigt, I'm sure, is going to want to get off to a hot start here, especially at home. I would not be surprised to see them try to push the pace and get this UCLA team on its heels early on. Whereas Salcedo, again, you said it, he's been here before a number of times. So as well as, though it's a young team, they're led by a coach who's very familiar with the postseason. He knows not to get too high and not to get too low. It's going to take a measured approach to get through these 90 minutes.
And that's two of them together. 2014 made it to the College Cup. A lot of success under Carlin-Voigt and Salcedo, their time together at UCLA. But they meet as enemies tonight here, opponents, round 1 of the NCAA tournament. And both these teams, we talked about someone improved. Both teams coming in off back-to-back losses to close out regular season play. So a little bit of a chip on the shoulders for both UCLA and Portland. Yeah, not exactly how they would have wanted to enter this postseason. Obviously, you look at that game against number 5, St. Mary's for Portland specifically, and they had their chances. You know, they were creating opportunities. It's just a matter of them putting in the back of the net. And Benji Michel, we've seen a little bit of a taper off as he picked up those knocks, but at the beginning of the year, if we can find that version of Benji Michel, he's a handful. You can play it down the channel. Even the clearances from the back line, he was getting on the end of them, and he was making something happen. And Ray Ortiz, him getting on the ball, being able to whip the ball in is what was bringing them success early on. It allowed Tiazzo, and Mills to really keep things in front of them, and that's how they pin teams back. And today we'll see if they can do that once again. Now UCLA working right to left in the white and blue. Just a reminder, our clock will count down in postseason play as the Pilots working left to right, and they have it out on the wing. And an early foul. Dixon creating some space. Michel over there as well, and a free kick for Portland along the left flank. Yeah, already he's running right at Tervega and pushes that ball. I don't think he realizes the pace. It happens to every single center back we've seen Benji Michel go against. They just don't realize he's got that 1 or 2 steps, and he's right by you. And now you get an opportunity for Ray Ortiz to whip this ball in. 3 goals, 3 assists. Ortiz limited to 12 appearances this year due to injury. But one of the most dynamic players in the country when he's healthy and available. 13 assists a year ago. Ortiz whips it in the box, headed away by UCLA. Right back, though, to Ortiz going against Hundley. Again, he'll play it into the box, looking back post, the header over the bar, and the early chance for the Pilots in the opening minutes of the match, and it was the freshman Artiega who almost put Portland on top. Yeah, Artiega is about 2 yards out, and Garces, I'm not really sure he gets caught in no man's land because this ball, it's dipping fast, and Garces thinks he's going to collect this on the back post. But for me, Artiega does everything he can. He's just so close, it's hard to get that ball down on net. Right there, hands on his head. Early opportunity for the California native himself. I'm sure he would have wanted to open up the scoring here. And you got Artiega and Tracy together, paired again in those holding center midfield roles, the 2 freshmen. Kamara trying to drift through traffic. Here's Artiega with it. Magana Rivera, Ortiz, feed a ball down the line for Michel. Good clearance there by Holt. Holt, one of 2 first-team all Pac-12 selections for UCLA. 8 players total recognized. Michel and Magana Rivera for the Pilots, both first-team all West Coast Conference. Yeah, and his 3rd overall, so that'll be an interesting one to see him, how he and Michel match up tonight. 2 very physical players, at center back and forward. Holt looks like he could also play middle linebacker for the Bruins football team. Yeah, it's not a mistake. He's been on that list 3 times now, and same for Benji Michel on there as a freshman. So probably what you would circle as a key matchup. How are the other ones going to play out in the terms of Ortiz, Tracy, Artiega? Opening minutes of the match, already one chance for the Pilots. Late whistle there, and it will go to Portland. The foul committed by UCLA.
Lots of that sun just going down. You, as a Pilots fan, when you pick this side of the field, you would have hoped it was in Garza's eyes, but it's just dipping below the tree line there. So even playing field now as Ray Ortiz lines up another one. He's going to look to whip out this curler.
Ball headed down, it's loose. Both teams trying to control. Tracy, as it deflected, it should go out for a corner kick. It will. No, I'm going to say it went out over the line, so a goal kick here for UCLA. Greg Tracy, the freshman. Denver, Colorado, part of the Rapids Academy. There's another look at the ball whipped in by Ortiz. Dixon couldn't quite just get to it.
Yeah, it's been balling around a little bit, Tom, and I don't know if we would have circled the two freshmen holding midfielders the first two opportunities in this game, but they're falling to him, and that's why you put it in there, just to see what can happen. And in that case, you saw it. Nobody really got a foot on it until Tracy tried to steer that one on net.
Well, UCLA, one of the best first-half teams in the country, they have not allowed a goal, Joe, in 14 of their 18 matches in the first half this year. So if Portland could get one, that would be a big boost of confidence. Garces with a high ball to the far side of the field. The Bruins working right to left here in the opening half. Fans still making their way in. Merlot. And a quick restart by UCLA. Olaski. Vasquez.
Yeah, the Pilots fared pretty decently against their other two Pac-12 opponents, picking up wins against UW, OSU. UCLA split the series 1-1 with both those teams this year, so be interesting to see who we get from UCLA.
Kamara looking to dribble away from traffic, kind of circles around, trying to feed it out on the wing to Olaski, and he looks like he might have pulled up with a bit of a hamstring. That would be bad news for Eric Olaski. He's started 16 games this year.
He's taking a knee. He signaled to the bench. Yep, he signaled to the bench right away. Substitution, so probably something they were aware of, to be honest, before the game. Wanted to give it a go, and not in the cards for him tonight. He was sitting on this left side, and I think as Kamara was just turning on the ball, he tried to bend his running behind, and he pulled up lame right about 4 or 5 steps into that run there.
You can see his brother Milan Olaski as well over there to take a look at him. Eric, honorable mention, all Pac-12 selection, 3 assists on the season. He will have to come out.
And his brother's probably telling him to just rub some dirt on it.
So an early change here for UCLA, having to go to the bench in the opening 5 minutes of the match. Let's see who the replacement is. It's going to be Alex Knox, 5'11" junior from Indianapolis, transfer from Wake Forest to check in.
We'll see if they get this sub in before the restart. So already different player that Esteban Calvo is going to have to deal with on the left side of the field for UCLA.
You never like to see someone go out, especially in the opening minutes of the match.
Nope.
UCLA controlling, though. And there's a whistle and a foul, and it's going to go against the Pilots. So a free kick for the Bruins.
They'll get a chance to put one in the box. It's good, though. It's open. Seems both teams, nobody's sitting back really early on, but I'd say UCLA strung a couple passes together, whereas, again, the Pilots a little bit more direct in their play, and that just suits the personnel that they have.
Hunley over at the freshman. They're going to serve it back posts, and that will skip over everyone and go out for a goal kick. Like Arteaga tried to clear it, ended up going over his foot and hopping out for a goal kick. Over here at Keenan Weeks. Here's another look at the ball served in. Not a bad ball in by Hunley. Look at Nick Carlin-Boyd and Jorge Salcedo.
It's a lot of storylines here, right? You think of the program history, what they've played, you know, throughout the years in terms of the 1-1 record, but then also just 3 years ago when Nick Carlin-Boyd left the campus and goes on and wins the WCC title in 2016.
Dixon, edge of the 18, trying to play it on the deck. And that will go out for a corner kick opportunity here for the Pilots.
Good job by Dixon, sticking with the play. Gets 1 or 2 bounces that go his way, and as he puts that in, I don't know if he necessarily is a target, but it's good. It's a good job to earn his team that corner kick.
This is Greg Tracy, the freshman, over it. took over most of the set piece roles with Ortiz out. He'll play it short to Magana Rivera. Back to Tracy and headed away by UCLA. Looks like the flag was up along the near sideline, so it'll go back to the Bruins.
Yeah, it's just Magana Rivera's touch. Good job by the UCLA back line to step up with that. He lays off Tracy, who's coming from the offside position. It was Holt puts that ball out.
I mentioned it's been tough for opponents to score against the Bruins in the first half. They've only allowed 6 first-half goals all season. Team that finished 10-8-0. One of 30 Division I teams to not have a draw all season. Just 2 games that went into overtime. A 4-3 loss to Oregon State. You see Ore Ortiz trying to track that one down, a 2-1 win against San Diego State. Only 2 overtime matches. Pilots 3 draws on the season. Calvo, shell had it poked off his foot by Powell. And here's Holt with it.
It's a higher paced game. You're seeing just 1-2 touch passing, and because of that, balls are getting cut out. Anytime somebody's taking 1 or 2 touches, you're seeing them put under an immense amount of pressure, losing out on the ball.
Throwing here for the Bruins. That'll be a free kick for UCLA. UCLA did play a couple West Coast Conference opponents in the regular season. A 2-0 win against San Diego, a 1-0 loss to San Francisco. Early on in non-conference action. Huntley plays it out on the wing. Santoyo, that time trying to feed Iloski, cleared away by Portland. Now Huntley, the freshman, 5 goals, 7 assists, down the line, chance for UCLA. And that'll be sent out for a corner kick.
Good recovery by Dixon there. He just fell over. His man gets the wrong side of him. Sliding challenge, puts it out for a corner, but just watch here, loses his footing. We check the footwear at halftime.
Huntley over the ball. Be an outswinger toward the top of the 6 and headed wide out for a goal kick.
I think that was Kamara who got on the end of it.
Kamara 5 goals on the season. Had 2 goals against San Diego. That 2-0 win. So a couple good chances here for both teams in the first 10 minutes of the match. This one, Pilots, well, that was circulated back in, and Arteaga just couldn't get it on frame from about 2 yards outside of the net.
Yeah, he was right on frame, just couldn't steer it down. I think he was a little bit surprised that Garces opted to go behind him to try to collect that ball.
Ortiz can't get away from Powell. He'll play it back along the defensive line to Vasquez. Getting Weeks an easy play on it. Weeks 11-3-2 on the season, 5 shutouts. It's interesting, both these goalkeepers, their season high in saves came against the University of Washington. 6 for Weeks, 5 for Garces.
That UW team early on was just peppering the net of their opponents. Not surprising to see they would pour forward in numbers. It's just the Pilots caught them out.
Ball out on the wing. Chance for UCLA and a save. Weeks denying Iloski. What a play by the redshirt senior.
I don't know if he can believe it because the ball's whipped in and he looks to bring it down. I think he's surprised, though, that it sits up for him so well. Weeks is off his line so fast, stays big. Good job by him to just get in front of the ball. And luckily it falls to his center back, but an early warning shot. That ball came in. Both men seemingly were marked up to start, but then Iloski, as he takes this down, watch his touch, hits the ground, just goes over the challenge there coming in from Lionel Mills. And Weeks, big save to start the game.
What a play by Weeks. Huntley again trying to race down the left side, so both teams with one real quality opportunity here.
It's a good ball, too. It's got pace on it. Iloski doesn't opt to hit that first time, rather he opts to take it down. I thought the chance might have gone, but Mills just flies by him as that ball hits into the ground, and luckily Keenan Weeks alive to the danger from the get-go.
Holtz playing it forward. Asiedu with some speed down the right flank. Trying to do it himself, sends it over the bar for a goal kick. Anderson Asiedu, 1 goal, 2 assists on the season, 17 appearances. Here's another look at that great play by Weeks, even scoreless.
Right here, just off his line, 1-2 steps, doesn't have much time to get out. Look at Holoski. He knows it. He knows what that opportunity was.
Holoski, 3 goals, 2 assists on the season. He's 3rd on the team in goals. We remain scoreless. And the clock counts down here in postseason play. Opening half from Merlot. Ortiz lobbing that one for Michel. This is the matchup we circled. Holt and Michel. And that time Holt won the battle.
Yeah, stands his ground there too. Once or twice a game you'll see Ortiz play that ball down the right side. It's usually pretty useful given the size of Benji Michel. Holt, no stranger to it though. Sizable guy himself. He didn't look too phased right there.
Listed 6'1", 185. Garces, 7-6-0, 4 shutouts on the season. 31 saves, 16 goals allowed. Piazzo. Calvo will play a long ball down the line for Ortiz. Vasquez knocks it down. Paleo served that ball in so well, setting up the chance for Holoski. Now how's it out on the wing? Holoski. And out of bounds. A whistle will go against the Pilots.
Yeah, he gets a little bailout here for me. Ortiz doesn't touch him.
Powell circling away from pressure. Scoreless here, opening half. Round 1 of the NCAA Tournament. Mentioned Portland hosting for the first time since 2002. A 2-0 win over Oregon State. They would fall in round 2 to Stanford. It would end scoreless. They fell in penalty kicks 10-9. Stanford, Pac-12 champs, the overall number 6 seed this tournament. 4 teams from the Pac-12 make it to the tournament. We see UCLA here tonight. Washington will take on Lipscomb coming up. Stanford gets a bye into the second round. Oregon State will take on SMU. West Coast Conference, Pacific making the tournament. They take on UC Riverside today. St. Mary's, the new season unbeaten, will have a bye. They'll play the winner of Oregon State SMU.
St. Mary's picking up some first place votes there to end the year.
Pilots working down the left wing. Dixon toward the byline, gets around the defender. Cuts it back inside. Dixon's still with it. Trying to get it by Holt, looking for options. There's a shot by Magani Rivera. Punched away by Garces. Great save by the Bruin goalkeeper. And cleared out by the Bruins. Magani Rivera's got a rocket. We've seen it twice this season. And he almost put Portland on top 1-0.
Yeah, it's a shot here from Magani Rivera. Really good, tight technique. But the opportunity, the chance comes from the work from Malcolm Dixon again on that left side. He's been dangerous. Skips past a challenge, cuts inside, and it's a good layoff. For the last 5 minutes or so, we'd seen UCLA a little bit get their will on this game. They were passing the ball around. You can see the quality in the midfield, but Malcolm Dixon proven to be a handful to start the match.
Now Dixon finds himself on the right-hand side, and he'll earn a throw-in. First quarter hour gone by. We're scoreless. Both teams with quality opportunities here. The opening minutes of the match. Michel, Calvo. Ortiz. Nice move by Ortiz. He'll serve it into the box. Headed away by the Bruins. Zalowski going to get there first, and now has some space up the right-hand side.
They had some Pilots waiting on the back post, but for me, if they had had their runs going forward a little bit, would have had more momentum instead of just being stagnant in that 18-yard box.
Magani Rivera off the deflection. A little race down the left flank, pushes it out wide. Stretch. Under some pressure. Dixon. Dangerous ball across the field. Ortiz wins it. Ortiz the shot. Garces just his body in front of it.
What a hit from Ortiz. That ball is moving left and right. It's knuckling. All Garces can do is just sit there and hope it hits him in the chest.
Tiazzo.
Now we're seeing a little life, though. 1, 2, 3, 4 opportunities from the Pilots, and that's how this offense works.
A couple good moves by Mills to get away from pressure, and it takes it into the attacking half. Not a good ball there, though. It'll go out for a Bruin throw-in.
Watch this. Just stings it. And Garces pushes it wide. Watch this ball moving. Hit with a lot of venom there from Ray Ortiz. Usually crossing the ball. I think he was surprised to find himself in the space.
That ball bounces the other way. It goes right to the Michel. We remain scoreless. Magana Rivera. Now Ortiz in a battle. Play down the line. Michel's going to get there. 1v1 against Holt. Michel trying to turn the corner. He can't. A little bit of contact. Michel crashes into the boards and goes out for a goal kick.
That's twice now we've seen Eric Holt just show a little bit of the strength he has at center back. That's a short amount of real estate to try to push the ball and run by your defender there. So when you play that ball down the channel, I don't think Holt follows him out there. He's fine with Benji Michel staying outside the 18-yard box. It's one you need to make. You give the option for Ray Ortiz, but if you're Benji Michel, make sure you're also staying central, offering up something, keeping those center backs in position.
Here's Dixon looking to turn. Holt send it into Clive's Army. Big student section on hand for tonight.
Looks like he's got a tear in his shirt. Not sure when that came in. But right there, Malcolm Dixon again. Clever turn. Earns a foul.
RJ Stretch with the step over. Chance for the Pilots. Ball played up top for Ortiz. Calvo trying to get it right back to Ortiz. Read well that time by UCLA. Tiazzo. Gonna slip it to Michel. Ortiz. On the deck. Michel just couldn't quite get there. More pressure, though, by the Pilots here during the last 2 minutes.
Really good job just to keep UCLA pinned back, because even when Tiazzo goes into the offensive half, he's closing the ball down. He recognizes, don't let them get out, and that's where they win it a little higher up the field.
Ciedo. There's Kamara. Had the chance on the corner kick. Couldn't get the header on frame. Good recovered by Mills.
Yeah, it's good to have him back there again. He didn't feature in that St. Mary's match, but he's just so important to this Portland Pilots back line. Just smart, the angles he takes. You see it right there. Doesn't get caught up in a tussle with Kamara. He just edges and bodies him off the ball.
Ball be played back to Keenan Weeks. 20 minutes gone by here in the opening half from Merlot. Both teams quality opportunities. Here's a turnover and a chance for the Bruins. Ball played ahead for Kamara. Couldn't quite get to it. Artiega, the quick outlet to the wing. Trying to find Stretch.
Yeah, he'll probably hear about that from Mills. Not the time, not the place to go for a nutmeg. You can maybe do that higher up the field if you're playing on the wing. That's where he was earlier in the year. Now at left back. Can't
by Tracy. Magana Rivera trying to find Ortiz. The flag up. Garces outside of the box anyway. Good recognition by Magana Rivera, though, trying to make that play on the quick turn.
Yeah, I think for me, Ray Ortiz starts his run just a little bit early because Magana Rivera has more time than he thinks. Holt stepping to the ball. And that's what opens up that space in behind. Again, yeah, good job by Magana Rivera to find the space in behind.
Holt will get it restarted. Gonna play a long ball out on the wing. Leo. One sub already here for UCLA used early on. Eric Golaski pulled up with a hamstring injury. Opening minutes of the match. Placed by Leo.
It's a misplaced pass, but you can see Nick Carlin-Voigt just telling his guys, get up. Keep working them back.
3-5-2 against his 4-2-3-1 for the Pilots. Long ball out of the wing. Paleo. Yazo reads it well. Falls to Hunley. He's the freshman, 5 goals, 7 assists. Arteaga intercepts that pass. And Michel.
It's good. That's all you need. Good hold-up play from Benji. Don't need to beat your man every time.
Arteaga trying to punch it out wide. Not a good ball. Read by the Bruins. They'll play it along the back line. Powell. Cervega. Long ball into the middle. Mills all over that. Here's Tiazo. 16 starts for the transfer from Winthrop.
Smart here, doesn't have it on. Puts the ball forward.
Michel trying to collect it. Foul by Ray Ortiz, second team all-conference selection. 3 goals, 3 assists. Limited at his 12 appearances and 7 starts. Bolts. Kamara looking to turn. And that foul is going to go against UCLA. Siedu.
Got something on if Dixon can run at his man here. Get a throw in, get a foul. That's what he's telling himself right now.
Will earn a throw in. The big student section turnout. Pies Army in full force tonight for this first round playoff matchup between Portland and UCLA. Arteaga will switch it for Calvo. Ortiz, Calvo, Tracy. Ortiz, quick turn. Fancy footwork of Ray Ortiz earns a corner kick.
Yeah, it's good to see him at 100% again, Tom. It's been a while since we've seen that, the quick lateral movement, because it was a groin injury that was keeping him sidelined for so long. Just a quick sidestep. All UCLA can do is put that out for a corner kick, but he's looked good to start the match.
Chance here for Portland. Their best opportunity came on their first corner kick. Arteaga with the header. Just going over top of the bar. This one played to the near post. Oh, the back heel.
Looks to be Calvo.
Calvo.
Yeah. You and I saw a couple rehearsed kind of corner kicks and set pieces to start the year. As of late, they seem to be just opting to put that in the mixer, see if something happens.
Vallejo, some room down the left wing. Trying to attack the defense. Nice sliding tackle that time by Calvo. Well floated for Michel. We play on. Pilots wanted a handball called there. Vallejo looking to attack the defense. Nice move. Keeps it in play. Vallejo circling, looking for options.
Yeah, and he's been good on this left side. He's taken on his defender. Him and Calvo are kind of splitting these rounds right now.
Well, he switches it to the far side of the field. Vega. UCLA's best chance came off the ball played in by Paleo. Nowalski from about 10 yards out required a great save by Keenan Weeks, able to just slide and get his body in front of it. Paleo now on the wing again. Chance to maybe serve one in here. Ortiz working back defensively to cut off the angle. Powell. Vasquez.
Yeah, we're seeing Vasquez. They're not putting any pressure on these center backs. Happy to let them play make.
Getting the switch out to the right-hand side. Only trying to attack the defense. Powell sliding into the middle, poked off the ball. Michel now looking to turn, 3-on-3 opportunity. Michel plays it out wide for Ortiz. Good recovery run that time by Vasquez.
Kamara finding himself tracking Benji Michel back there, and I think Ray Ortiz wanted Michel to keep that run on the right side.
Will bring it up himself.
me. Paleo's offside here.
The flag is up. Well, we see Holt not afraid to take into the attacking half, much like Tiazo.
Yeah, he's got a little Tiazo in him, but you saw him running up there. It's hard as an offensive player. I think he's just trying to hold his line, and I think Holt will be frustrated that he's got the whole view of that back line, and he's looking across, and he still finds himself offside. It's just a good job, Calvo, Mills, Tiazo, just to hold their line, make sure that you're keeping a little bit high, catch these guys in offensive positions.
Ortiz a little slow. Might come out of the match here. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Portland going to the bench.
Yeah, we noted that injury that was kind of keeping him out of matches. You hope he didn't re-aggravate it there.
Luke Hindell checking into the match for the Pilots. UCLA also going to the bench. Lane Martinez, Richard Jr. checking in. Hindell, 16 appearances for the Pilots, 2 goals, 2 assists. We saw him a lot in that starting role on the left-hand side.
Yeah, and the last time we saw this lineup, it was actually him on that left side that was occupying the space that's now there for Malcolm Dixon. Really good athlete, likes to run at defenders. Not as much crossing as you would see from a Ray Ortiz, but definitely a threat in and of himself in terms of how he can take players on.
Ball's out of bounds along the near sideline. It'll be a throw in for Portland right at midfield. So Martinez in for Ilaski. No goals, 1 assist for the redshirt junior from Dana Point, California. We're scoreless here. Under 20 minutes to go in the opening half. Both teams with quality opportunities. Garces and Weeks stepping up to the opportunities and being equal to the task here early on. Leo. Here's Powell. Now Holtz. UCLA switching it to the wide side of the field. Vega. Joe, we've seen even just some momentum shifts in this opening half as Portland controlling really the first 5 or 6 minutes. Then UCLA found possession, had some opportunities.
Yep.
Portland, you'd say maybe the last 5-10 minutes, the better of the opportunities. Still plenty of time here for a first half goal. Yeah,
you can't say either teams really had the upper hand, but I think when the Pilots are pinning UCLA back here, you see a good job just shutting down this channel. UCLA's having a little trouble getting out of the back. Now their back line's comfortable on the ball, which is what's really helping them out here. I think in these situations when the Pilots want to catch maybe a Holt out of position or a Vasquez out of position, and then they work their way forward, and then they pin them back and keep creating those opportunities. It was a good spell of pressure, the one you're talking about. Since then, maybe once or twice, that shot from Magana Rivera coming from this man, coming off Malcolm Dixon's work and his effort. We definitely have not seen the last of him in this game.
Alejandro Barrera checking in, 17 appearances, 3 goals, 1 assist for the freshman for the Orlando City Academy.
Bit of a youth movement for both these teams.
Michel looking to run at the defense. Hindell making overlapping run. He's onside. Michel. Hindell. The shot. The save off the line. It falls back to Tracy. He takes the shot. Cleared away by UCLA. Great chance for Portland.
This time it's Santoyo, number 25, that right back, recognizing the situation that his keeper's out, and Magana Rivera's shot, it's 1-0 Pilots. If he doesn't get in front of this, savvy last-ditch defending there from Santoyo.
Humley earns the foul. Another great opportunity here for Portland. Started with the ball played in by Michel.
Yeah, it's a clever ball, and I think Hindell doesn't fancy himself having a shot until he looks up, and I don't think he sees too many options. It's parried wide, good follow-up play, but watch here, Santoyo just standing up, clears it right in the middle. Tracy, I think, realizes he's not going to buy himself that yard, and it pulls it wide, but another good opportunity there for the Pilots.
Really say the second great scoring opportunity for Portland here in the first half.
Yeah, and you probably point to that as the best opportunity this half. Clear look at goal, goalkeeper's out. You got your offensive mid. He does a good job to keep it down, steer it on frame. He noted it though, just UCLA there. Keeping their opponents off of the score sheet in the first half, tops in the nation amongst that.
Just 6 first half goals allowed. It's going to go against Hindell, so a free kick here for the Bruins. They work right to left here in the first half for a scoreless from Merlot. Opening round of the NCAA Tournament between West Coast Conference in the Pac-12. Here's Powell, a little bit of room to operate. RJ stretch. Turning away that opportunity. Hindell. Ziedu retreating.
It's a dangerous ball across.
Led by the Pilots. Michel shoots, and he scores! Well, that dangerous ball into the middle led to the turnover, and Michel scores his 11th goal of the season. He scored in his first 6, scoreless in his last 5 regular season appearances. And Portland's leading scorer and first team all-conference selection was the home side ahead. 1-0.
Look at this, we're entering the final 15 minutes, and you're right, it's a poor ball across and a good recognition by Pereira of the situation because he takes the touch to collect himself. And because this back line's stepping up, Benji Michel is timing his run just perfectly. Gets on the end, it's on his left foot, less favor. We haven't seen too many goals coming from that. Good job to set himself up, get his head up, realize where the goalkeeper is, but a really clever finish there from Benji Michel. And we said it before the broadcast, Tom, if this Pilots team is gonna make a run in these playoffs, he needs to be putting that ball in the back of the net. And he's looked threatening to start, but Holt and him have been having this back and forth. And you'd have to give a tip to Matt Holt, to Holt right there, you know, in terms of how he started this game, but right there just caught out of position because I think he's stepping when that ball goes in the midfield, maybe trying to confront Pereira, but a good recognition by Benji Michel when he steps where that space opens up right behind the back line.
So Portland takes the 1-0 lead. See how the Bruins respond. Vallejo drifting into the middle. Al feeds it back to him. Vasquez.
That's going to energize this home crowd and the home team.
Just the 7th first half goal allowed by the Bruins. Dangerous ball into the middle there by Tiazo. Powell winning it away. Ziedu. Holt in possession here by UCLA.
And they're most threatening again right here when they're getting their offensive players on the ball.
Kamara. Hear the reaction by the home fans. They don't like the call. Kamara going down, but a chance here for UCLA from a dangerous spot from about 25 yards out.
The referee's calling this one tight. Look at this entry ball here. Kamara's able to turn. I think Nick Carlin-Voigt will point at that situation and realize, you guys, he can't be pulling off here. And this touch gets away from him. No contact for me, and I think Calvo's rightfully upset by the decision of the referee there because this is a dangerous position for Hudley. We saw St. Mary's put in a free kick to end the year. Keenan Weeks setting up that wall, 4-man wall. I would not be surprised to see Hundley go for net here.
Freshman will step up. He takes a deflection over top of the bar. Fortunate break there for the Pilots. Off the wall. He had Weeks leaning the wrong way. The ball was intended to go to the near post.
Yeah, hearts and throats right now because this ball's in if it manages to get below that crossbar, but ultimately the wall does its job.
Goes out for a corner kick. So Hundley off to the far hand side to take it. This will be to Weeks' left. Portland on top 1-0. Benji Michel from Pereira. This will be an outswinger from Hundley.
A lot of space in between that people in the net and those people making the runs.
Around the PK spot. High ball served in, and a foul against UCLA. Move it back to the Pilots.
Yeah, I think the referee called one also on that shot. We saw Calvo just backheel it, maybe just seeing some infractions in the 18-yard box. He's called a tight game, to be completely honest. He hasn't let him play too much through the contact, so at least
that
consistent.
may have been on Tervega.
Yep. I think on any given corner kick, there's any number of fouls you could call, Tom, and just it depends on what the referee deems an infraction.
So Portland on top 1-0. Hindell in the battle. Ziedu. Here's Holt. Cleared away with the left foot toward midfield. Well, took a bounce toward the Bruins. And now a chance. Kamara poked off his foot by Mills. Great work by Mills. So solid. The lone seniors in the starting lineup for Portland.
Yeah, you don't see him caught out of position much, but right there, I think him and Tiazo are going for the same ball, and that's what creates the danger for him, because you usually see one center back go up, everybody else is supposed to drop off, and right there, Mills a little bit late to get that understanding. And he's nudged off the ball. I don't know if he expected the pressure. Good recovery from him.
Magagno Rivera knocks it forward. 1-0 Portland on top. We approach 10 minutes left to play in the opening half. Opening round of the NCAA tournament.
And already this halftime, we've seen a better Magagno Rivera than we saw against St. Mary's.
Martinez, we play on. Kamara, shot blocked. Good recovery that time again. Mills, those two have been in a great battle all match. Another corner kick here for the Bruins.
First it was Tracy, then it was Mills. Gonna have to deal with another corner kick, and UCLA seems to be putting him right on that penalty spot. And referee eyes on everybody in there.
Only to serve it in. Ball comes out to the far side. Asiedu off the volley by Portland. Vasquez, sharp ball on the deck, cleared away by the Pilots. Mendel making a strong run. Look how far out the goalkeeper is, Garces.
Calling from him.
Well done by the freshman. Asiedu, some room to operate into the middle. Ball skips over Hundley.
Good positioning there from Stretch, because he didn't follow in. Because of that, he ultimately picks the pass off.
Pereira, Magagno Rivera. Weeks coming with that critical save early on the point blank shot from Olaski. Ball knotted forward. Handel using his size at 6'2". Garces, heavy ball to go out. Throwing for the Pilots under 9 minutes to go, and a sub.
Good pressure.
Tristan Weber, another talented freshman, entered the lineup for Portland.
And for me, Handel's done a good job of just maintaining the level of defensive pressure that front line was applying to the back three for UCLA.
So Joe, this is an interesting sub. Michelle's going to come out. Weber's going to come in. Now we've traditionally seen him at left back or in a midfield role, so we'll see how this changes the lineup for the Pilots with Weber in.
We saw him deployed at left midfield at the end of the year. Just going to push Pereira up to center forward. It's where he's more comfortable playing, but if you remember, he's the one who picked that ball off, set the assist up for Benji Michel. He's done a good job of working his way into the match. Both substitutions so far, you'd say, from Nick Carlin-Voigt have been good ones. They've impacted the game positively.
Same for UCLA. Good work by Paleo in the first half here. He set up the opportunity for Olaski early on. Pilots on top, 1-0. Michel from Pereira off the turnover in the midfield. Winner to travel to take on the number 3 overall seed Kentucky. Kentucky finished 17-1-1 on the season. Here's Vasquez, he'll switch it to Vega. Ball down the line for Asiedu. Mills closes out the angle. That's going to be a foul against the Bruins. Good work again, one-on-one. Mills.
Asiedu has been all over the field.
Good pace.
Yeah, just applying pressure to the back line. Good recognition by Mills when to go down. You look at the setup for UCLA in the back three. You got Vasquez, Holt, Tervega for the most part. And when you're trying to play out, it allows you to overload the midfield. But for me, what the Pilots are doing a good job of is just denying those spaces for them to play through. And ultimately, that's where you're seeing the long balls. Now, they do have Kamara, and as we just said, Asiedu, they've been good about applying pressure and trying to challenge for those second balls and at least making it difficult for the Pilots to play out of the back. I wouldn't be surprised to maybe see a little bit of a switch coming out of halftime, given the lack of relative success of playing out of the back for UCLA. They're keeping the ball, but they're not necessarily creating too much.
Pilots trying to create down the left-hand side. Tervega back toward his own corner flag. It's a good job to just keep that in play down the sideline. Martinez, nice outlet. And now a chance for UCLA. Here's Hundley. Good switch. Vallejo drifting into the middle. The play diagonal for Martinez. Weber loses it. Here's Kamara. Kamara. Piazza there to cut off the angle. Well played into the box. Piazza heads it into some space. Kyle recovers. More pressure here by the Bruins.
Now it's the Bruins' chance. A couple of Pilots just caught flat-footed. RJ Stretch on the left side. Luke Hendel there. They got to be alive. You got to be on your toes. Work to get to that ball because right now it's all UCLA. First and second balls. They're alive to the danger, and because of that, feels like you're getting the bounces.
Under 5 to go here in the opening half. Portland on top 1-0. Michel from Pereira. The ball floated into the box. Tiazzo. Balls to Hundley. Hundley going up against Tracy. Kamara looking to turn, plays it out wide. Here's Vasquez with the left foot. Cut it to the inside. Now serves it into the box, looking back post. Weeks. It's wrong position. Toyo making that back post run.
Good spell of pressure. Ends up with a Vasquez ball whipped in, but we're entering that period of time right now where the Pilots don't want to concede going into the halftime.
Pereira knocks it down. The ball played out wide. Portland working on the left flank. Here's Weber. Weber taking it toward the corner flag. And one back by the Bruins. Long ball played ahead for Kamara. Calvo. And right now, Michel and Ortiz not on the field for the Pilots. It looked like Ortiz may have come up a little injured. 3/4 of the way through the first half.
Yeah,
Michel was fine, just taking off. Again, these guys haven't played 90 minutes in a long time due to injury, so that also probably a consideration.
Yeah, you're right. Benjamin Michel probably just resting the legs. Feature for the last 45 minutes.
Hopefully Ortiz is available to come back. Eric Olowski left this match in the opening 2 minutes. Saw him pull up with a hamstring injury. Hope he'll be okay. Hindell down the line. Play kept alive by the Pilots. Served across. Pressure here by Portland. That should go out for a corner kick.
Yeah.
Pereira doing some good work down the near sideline, and a chance here for Portland. He has the assist, the freshman from Florida.
Yeah. Goes toe-to-toe with a slide tackle on Holton. Ends up with the ball at his feet. I think Magani Rivera, again, was the one swinging at it. Ultimately, UCLA able to clear the ball. Tracy, good control, but that's, again, a good example of what it means. Get your people forward, push them forward, get even your holding mids higher on that 18-yard box.
Pilots looking to add on to their 1-0 lead. Well, played it to the middle. It comes out the other side.
Good ball.
Portland will track it down. It's Hindell with it. Finds himself on the left wing. He'll serve it in with the right foot. Cleared away by the Bruins.
Bruins definitely don't want to take in that second goal right now.
Bills. Artiega. Tiazzo. Looking for Pereira. One back by UCLA. Vallejo. There's Holt. Under 2 minutes to go here. We approach the final minute of the opening half. Michel from Pereira, our only goal of the match. Vallejo.
You'd say that's fair. Really, both teams are testing each other's nets on the back line. Really good finish from Benji.
Kamara. Switch out wide. Bruins looking for the equalizer late. Well played in for Martinez. Skips out to the other side. Only will track it down. part of Rapids Academy. This was Tracy. Turned by Kamara, trying to create some space. Kamara still with it on his right foot. I see Adu trying to get it back to Kamara. Portland standing up that time defensively to the test. Final 20 seconds, opening half from Merlot. Leo tracking it down. Holtz, a direct ball into the box. It's knocked down and a chance for UCLA in the final moments of the opening half. Yeah, we reach halftime.
I think he also wanted Weeks to come out there, but a great first half. Both teams creating chances, both teams having opportunities, but ultimately it's Benji Michel, the guy we talked about before the game, who's putting this Pilots team up 1-0 after 45.
His 11th goal of the season. Put Portland on top at halftime from Merlot. The Pilots lead UCLA opening round of the 2018 NCAA Tournament. Portland on top of UCLA 1-0. Thanks to this nice finish by Benji Michel. Take a break, come back with highlights, stats, and the call of the second half. Pilots on top 1-0 over the Bruins. Back after this timeout.
I think the key for me is I haven't taken anything for granted. I don't take any start for granted. Every time I'm able to step out on this field is a real blessing. There's a lot of pride. I have a lot of pride in what I've been able to do and how I've been able to stick it out. And now I'm just trying to smile and enjoy it.
We'll play it across. Ball's knocked down and Weeks there again to punch it away. Weeks coming up huge again.
I love football. That's been, I think, one thing that's really kept me going through all of the 4 years. 5 years now is my passion for it. Waking up every morning, I love to do what I do. Just trying to enjoy every opportunity I have to represent this program and play on this beautiful field in front of easily the best fans in the country.
A little give and go there. There's a shot from distance and the save by Weeks. Weeks, aggressive off the line, nice play.
My name's Keenan Weeks. I'm a goalkeeper for the men's soccer team, and I'm a fifth-year senior. So I was born in Naperville, Illinois. My family moved to San Ramon, California, and lived there until I moved up here to University of Portland. I didn't always want to be a goalkeeper. It was 100% molded because of my dad. He had me start playing it at a young age, and I started playing it probably when I was 5 or 6, and that's the only position I've ever really played. And he was a goalkeeper as well, so it was super helpful to be able to go home and have that kind of constant teaching. Getting recruited to college was tough. I never played for a big academy, so recruiting was a little bit later for me than it is for some of my teammates and some of the other guys here at UP. UP fell pretty late on the map for me, to be honest with you. It was the spring of my senior year. I was put into contact with the then head coach, Bill Irwin. He reached out to me and had me up for a visit, but there were definitely other schools involved. Santa Clara was a big one. I went on an official visit there. Right after I went on my official visit to Portland, and both of them pushed pretty hard to have me, and it was definitely a tough decision for me to make. What I loved about UP was the culture and the team and the guys that I met when I came on my visit. They were really the reason that I wanted to come here. The culture, the brotherhood that this team had was something that I didn't feel at Santa Clara, and also wanted to do something different than my family's done in the past, and wanted to write my own legacy.
Menzies floats it back post, punched away by Weeks.
Our first game of the season here was against Linfield. I remember it like it was yesterday, my freshman year, and this place was packed. It was an orientation weekend. I remember the first time stepping out with the Portland name across my chest. It was a feeling that I almost can't describe. It was a little jittery, it was a little nervous, but at the same time so excited. You know, it's not an energy or anything that I could ever recreate that first time stepping out. My biggest challenge in my 4 years, or 5 now years here at UP, has been for sure the playing time. I came in knowing that I was going to have a battle with Paul Christensen. Phenomenal guy, phenomenal goalkeeper. And that was a challenge at a lot of times that I felt like I was playing really well, but not getting a shot. And Paul kept earning his starts and kept playing well. And it was tough for me to stay motivated. You know, I could have the best practice of my year, and it still probably wouldn't lead to me getting on the field and getting in the pipes. And so that was a big challenge for me to have to sit on the bench, and not just for 1 year or 2 years, but you know, it was a full process of me sitting behind Paul and overcoming that. I have to give a lot of credit to first to my coaches, to Bill, to Nick, and to Emerson as well. Emerson played a big part in the last 2 years that he worked with Paul and I. And
as far as Keenan's work ethic goes, I would say it's, pretty much second to none. He wants to do extra work whenever he can. Keenan always strives to be the best. He's always done that since he's been here. I think that's helped him grow a lot as a player and as an individual.
Paul was great as well and always pushed me, pushed each other in trainings and games and warm-ups. Anything that we were doing, we competed, and we just had a great relationship in that way. And so a lot of credit to him as well for, being a good partner to train with and learn from and grow with. And the push that they gave me, making sure that I knew it was going to be worth my weight. I knew that I was getting better, and I could sense it, I could feel it, that my actual ability over my 4 years here when I wasn't playing as much was still getting better. I was still growing as a player, and they kept reminding me that I was on the right track and that all my goals were still, all the goals that I had laid out, they're still there for me to chase. And so the best thing I can do is to continue to push myself.
He obviously was in a challenging situation, but one where I think it challenged him to look inward and find ways to continue to prepare himself. He became our starting goalkeeper in the spring and managed that, and that's different. You have to lead every day in between the white lines. This season, obviously, he's off to a great start, and he's doing a good job of keeping everyone organized, and then he's doing a good job of making game-changing saves when we need it, and that's been on full display a couple games.
What's this?
Here's my light now.
Says Keenan Weeks. Keenan.
For the past 4 years, you've always put the team first, even when it wasn't easy. Off the field, you display all the traits I want our program to represent. I'm writing to let you know you and your family will no longer be paying for school. You have earned a full 100% tuition scholarship with books due to your commitment to the program. Your mother is very proud of you and smiling down. As your head coach, I want to say thank you and remind you that you are deeply loved. Go Pilots.
It was super nice to get rewarded. Again, you don't get a ton of recognition when you're the backup goalkeeper and not really getting your name called too often, but it was very honoring. I was pretty flattered, I was pretty surprised in the way that it was done, but just very thankful that the university was able to do that for me. It was a fun moment to celebrate with my team and guys that I've been here with for a while, and they know how much that meant to me, and to be able to continue and get a degree from this university and be honored to play for this program. It was a special moment for sure.
Good job, buddy.
Thank you. Finally being able to get my chance to start games here and to be the guy in the pipes is very special to me. Obviously, I worked very, very hard for it, and with these guys and to represent this program, it feels amazing, honestly, to be able to go out and just showcase what I've been working on for 4 years. No one's really had a chance to see it. I was always confident in my ability. If it was my freshman year or my sophomore year, it didn't matter. I was ready to step out and win games for this program whenever they needed me. And now it's my time to get some wins for the program and to showcase what I'm able to do. I'm just trying to smile and enjoy it, and I love football.
Punched away by Weeks. Ball's knocked down, and Weeks there again to punch it away. We welcome you back into Merlot Field, everyone. Tom Golker, Joe Slevin, the Pilots on top 1-0 over UCLA here at the half. Entertaining first half, Joe, by both teams. Portland able to get the goal from Benji Michel in the 31st minute.
Yeah, and a back and forth affair, really. You look at the chance for UCLA, Keenan Weeks coming up big, and then Benji Michel testing the net, Gio Magana Rivera testing the net. You'd say 1-0 is a fair outcome after those first 45 minutes.
So Portland with the lead here at the half. Let's take a look at the highlights from the first half. And Joe, it started early on. Both teams with great opportunities in Portland right out of the gate with the header.
Yeah, really good chance here for Jake Artiega. He rises up well, and for me, it's interesting that you see UCLA's goalkeeper come out trying to collect it on the back post, just can't get it down.
3 minutes later, Olaski almost puts UCLA on top 1-0.
Yeah, and a lot of times every shutout needs a big save. You wonder if this is the one. Keenan Weeks so quick off his line and snuffs out that danger.
Portland then 3 good opportunities, and Hindell, this ball played across. It was a great save.
Yeah.
As Gio Magana Rivera let it rip.
Yeah, good entry ball here from Benji Michel, and Hindell looks up. I don't think he sees anything, opts for a shot, and a good first timer cleared off the line. I don't think that Jake Tracy can really get the shot off that he wants, but just dispel the pressure. 3 chances.
Here was the goal off the turnover. Pereira finding the outlet. Michel puts it away.
And it was mid-sentence for you and I, really. It was a dangerous ball in the middle and a good recognition from Pereira to take a touch. A good bent run from Benji Michel. Gets himself set up, collects it. Look at this. Great touch to get it out in front of him and then puts that ball in the back of the net, 1-0. You can see what it means to him. 11th goal of the season, and it's been a while since he's found himself on the score sheet. But a fantastic job to open up things here on Merlot Field.
Look at the stats from the first half. Portland slight edge in shots and shots on goal. Corners even at 3 apiece. See there, saves 4 for Garces, 2 for Keenan Weeks, and Portland the edge in fouls 10-8. So Joe, what does Portland need to do here in the second half to maintain or try and improve on this 1-0 lead?
Yeah, you look at the 3-5-2 of UCLA, and for me, the best version of the Pilots is when they're pressing a little bit higher up the field. They were sitting back somewhat, letting the back line go back and forth, but it was allowing the wingers for UCLA to get on the ball. And when they do that, Pilots got spread out. It opened up through the midfield. So stay compact and push a little bit higher up the field. And if you're UCLA, you look at yourself and you say, our best chances came from when we're combining off of those wings. So how can we work it there just a little bit quicker? And then that'll open up things in the midfield. It was really back and forth. So it was a fun first half to watch. You wonder what these second 45 minutes are going to be like.
We get set to go. You see Magana Rivera there in the middle. Great night here for playoff soccer from Merlot, and second half underway. Pat Clive's Army on hand as well. And Portland working right to left here in the black and purple. Michel playing it across. It'll come out the other side. Great work by Pereira to keep it alive. He had the assist on the goal. Serve it on the deck. Skips over Asiedu. Now Tracy. There's Artiega.
Good start here for the Pilots.
Ball played into the box and cleared away by the Bruins. Tracy, a bit of a heavy touch. It falls to Kamara. And now UCLA looks to break out. Tracy, good recovery to intercept that pass. There's Tiazo.
Tom, a lot of times you start the game off, you play that ball forward, hoping really just to pin the other team back. But in this case, Benji Michel found himself on the end of it. He's maybe not too used to crossing the ball and used to being on the end of it.
There's the ball down the line for Pereira. Pereira into the box for Michel. The header can't get it on frame, but a great chance for Portland opening minutes of the second half.
Just a window opens up for Pereira, and I think if we take a look at this might have gone off the shoulder of Benji Michel because he wants this one back. Rises up, just doesn't steer it right onto frame. No, it is his head. Just goes wide, and you can see hands to his mouth. You know that's when the forward thinks that they should have put that in the back of the net. Good job by Pereira to open up just a yard of space and whip that ball in.
Now we see Pereira on the left and Dell on the right, so it means Ortiz is still on the bench. Weeks. Good pressure there by the Bruins. So they working left to right here in the second half. Ball played forward for Michel. Vega steps in front of that pass, well done. Now the Bruins looking to counter down the left wing. Hundley, quick turn, out on the wing. Vallejo toward the byline. Well done by Portland defensively.
Coming from an offside position there.
Benji Michel, his 11th goal of the season, 31st minute. Winner to play Kentucky over the weekend on Sunday.
And no matter which team does, they're going to have quite a flight ahead of them going against a very strong Kentucky team.
Kentucky 17-1-1 on the year. Here's Kamara.
One blemish on that record. We looked at St. Mary's undefeated. Kentucky just one game away from that as well.
Say St. Mary's, Joe, one of the big stories of the 2018 soccer season in college soccer.
Yep. I think they definitely turned some heads.
Asiedu, that ball took a deflection. It's straight up in the air, mile high. It's a little dangerous spot for the Bruins if they can control it. There's Powell. Vega.
Talk about teams making the leap. Well, a leap, a jump, a skip, whatever it was, St. Mary's got it together this year.
Kamara. Ball loose on the edge of the box. And Portland earns a throw and good pressure by the Bruins.
Good pressure by the Bruins. RJ Stretch, I think, isn't necessarily hoping for too much here. Tells his guys, come back, give me an option. I need to play that ball over the top. Earns his team a throw in. Danger's not clear though.
Ball loose, a couple Bruins collide. Foul. Committed by Vallejo.
Vallejo's been lively over there. He's taken his fair share of knocks, but he's cut in on that right foot. This time, just chopping down right through that Achilles for Luke Hendel. Takes full force of that hit. He's not afraid to put you under pressure either. He'll chase you down. He'll put in the challenge. A lot of times you get touch tight, you're not putting in that challenge. Luke Hendel is full-fledged into every single 50-50 ball that he finds himself in, and even some he's not favored in. So right there, maybe Vallejo getting one of his own.
Toyo. He had that key play in the first half that kept it 1-0. He saved the ball off the line, off the shot of Magana Rivera. Now Pereira again. Ball played down the line for Michel. Michel trying to take a touch. Garces aggressive.
He's pointing right to his head. I think he took a knock there. Again, it's a very similar run because it's Pereira who's charging at the net. Holt steps, and it's the same run down the left side. I just don't think Benji gets the touch on the ball that he wants right here. He's trying to take that past the goalkeeper Garces, who takes a full blow to the head there. And I think if Benji gets that touch, he's looking for the PK, but he also had Hendel on that back post if he wanted it.
Like maybe the ball kind of got caught underneath him.
Yep.
So on the goal, he was able to play it out wide into some space for himself. Oh, Garces is okay.
Really just, again, carbon copy from that first ball, from that first goal that we saw Benji Michel. This time, Garces opts to come out. Benji's still there first for me. He just doesn't get the touch right. You got to be brave if you're the goalkeeper there, knowing you're likely to come off worse for wear.
Well, the backup goalkeeper is Cole Martinez. Now, he's had some appearances this year. He's made 6 appearances, 5 starts, 9 saves, 5 goals allowed, 2 shutouts on the year against Coastal Carolina and San Diego early on in the season. So he's a goalkeeper in terms of the backup that has some experience if Garces is unable to continue.
Yeah, it's so different for a goalkeeper though, Tom. You know, when you're working your way in as a player, you get 1 or 2 touches under your belt. When you're a goalkeeper, you're called into action, you know, a handful of times throughout the game. So if you're checking in for an injury, you hate to see it, but you got to get yourself mentally right. You're organizing the troops. You can't skip a beat. It actually happened to myself back in 2009. We had a red card infraction happen, and we had our freshman goalkeeper who hadn't played a game comes onto the field and took his time getting ready, just getting himself mentally. We go out there, we get the win, but it's something that's just in the back of your mind, and you can't imagine what's going through their head right now. They're down 1-0, got to work their way back in this game, and to see Garces go down.
Hopefully he's okay, but anytime there's an injury concerning the head, you got to take extra precaution, of course. So Martinez will come in. He's a 5'11" senior from Dana Point, California. Look at Martinez.
The way this game's played out, you figure he's going to be facing a couple chances still.
His last start came against Stanford back on November 4th, so he hasn't played recently. A 1-0 win for Stanford. We're back underway. Martinez in at goal. Keep an eye on Garces. Hopefully he's all right. Bruins attacking left to right here. Somebody works it down the left wing. And earns the whistle right in front of Clive's Army. It's a huge turnout from the student section tonight.
And it's not going to be a welcoming atmosphere at all for UCLA.
Kamara upset with somebody over there. Another look.
Right here brings it down. Good pressure there. Paleo, who
Paleo's fouled.
thinks he got stepped on there. For me, Calvo probably wins that fairly, maybe leaves in a little bit extra on that challenge. Paleo stayed down, game played on. Now things are starting to get chippy. Not that they wouldn't, but already we've seen a little bit just after off the ball stuff. Little pushes, little shoves, little pushes, little shoves. Those are things that start to get under your skin, and playing on that side of the field in front of Clive's Army, you're not going to be necessarily focused 100% on the game. You're going to try to, but in this case, now you got to whip a ball in with about 1,000 fans standing right behind you in your ear.
Hunley over it. Freshman from Littleton, Colorado. Hunley, the most productive player offensively, 5 goals, 7 assists. They serve it into the box, headed away by the Pilots. UCLA still on the attack. Michelle almost winning that one back. He would have been off to the races.
Yep.
As Hunley plays it out wide. Leo with the right foot whips it in. The back heel cleared away by Artiega. Ciedu. Vega on the quick turn. Ball out wide. Leona can now serve it in with the left foot. Plays it on the deck. Here's a chance for the Bruins. Good recovery. It was Tervega making a run into the box. And a corner kick here for the Bruins.
Good challenge from Tiazzo. First 7 minutes of this first half, though, you could say, other than that first possession, UCLA working their way in. We'll have some added time or a little extra time based off of that foul.
The header cleared away off the line. Great chance for the Bruins to equalize. Acevedo plays it back toward the top of the box. Portland. Long ball toward midfield. Hindell trying to get to it in a battle with Vasquez. Here's another look.
Watch this. Ball's headed down. It's actually Benji Michelle who's putting it wide. I think Weeks had it covered.
Holt was trying to get there.
Yeah. He's an absolute handful in these set pieces.
Bruins again attacking down the left wing. Hunley, the freshman, with space. Olaski. Leo. Traffic. He came in early on, opening minutes of the match for Eric Olaski, down with a hamstring injury.
That's what we talked about. They're getting pinned back right now. And right now it's just Benji Michelle 1v1, so you can find it. It's on. Having trouble getting that ball back.
Ciedu. Bruins controlling momentum. In possession right now. He'll play it down the line. It's cleared out for a throw-in. Portland on top, 1-0. You're just joining us. Benji Michelle from Pereira in the 31st minute. Home side ahead here, opening round of the 2018 NCAA Tournament. Vega will take the deflection into the box. Portland is playing toward midfield. Time for Vasquez to knock it down and start the attack again. Going short, out wide. Toyo, good ball down the line. Good possession by the Bruins again.
And it's kind of been the story of the first half too, Tom. Just exchanging blows right now. UCLA swinging it from side to side, passing, probing. There's some runs getting in behind this Pilots back line. Good job not to just dive in and try to win that ball right away, but they're still not winning possession back.
Toyo again down the line. Kamara, edge of the 18. Kamara with a step over. Tried to go near post, and Weeks gonna fall on top of it. Good effort by Kamara on the quick turn. See why he's tied for the team leading goals with 5.
Right here, look at this. Lionel Mills, good job. You try to minimize the danger there, and he's forcing him wide, so it's a tough angle for Kamara. Keenan Weeks, good job just to squash out this danger because he doesn't hold on to it initially. And again, he's quick off his line, wins that ball back. Now can the Pilots get some possession of their own?
Stretch, Arteaga, ball out wide, Pereira. And we've not seen Ray Ortiz here in the second half. Pereira up against two defenders. Back by the Bruins. Ball into the middle. Edu there. Now Holt making a run. He's poked off the ball by Michelle. Stretch.
Holt looks a little bit tired of being defending. He decides to go forward on that one.
Mills wins the header. Arteaga play a diagonal. Dell, the intended target, read well that time by Vasquez on the left-hand side. The clock counts down here in playoff soccer. Asiedu, some room. Asiedu still with it. He'll take the shot. It's blocked by Tiazo. Olaski. Switch out to the near-hand side. Time and space. Toyo. Olaski. Ball knocked down by Kamara, playing it back. Here's a chance. Weeks off his line. Paleo trying to sleep in behind the defense. UCLA, Joe, find a lot of space inside the box.
Yeah, it's clever. Just tight spaces. They know where it's going, and the Pilots will look a little bit timid to stick a leg out here. Paleo, I think Lionel Mills just delaying with that slide. And again, Keenan Weeks, what a good job he's done tonight. You know, staying upright, getting in front of the ball. Nervy times, though. And this is, again, you can't sit back. You can't invite this pressure for the Pilots right now.
Good to see that man back on the field for Portland. Ray Ortiz on that right-hand side for Hindella did a good job in relief of Ortiz.
Yeah, they're going to go in search of a second here, and Hindella, we'll see what Ray Ortiz, you know, it's a tough one to shake off. I think he just wants to play tonight. That's what you're seeing here, but it can't be comfortable if you've re-aggravated that injury.
Portland on top, 1-0.
And another one we talked about was Magana Rivera. He was really good in that first half. What can he do in this second?
Bruins attacking down the left wing. Leo in the middle. Olaski with a quick turn. The shot punched away by Weeks. He got a hand out of it. Able to push it over the bar. Another good opportunity. The Bruins find a lot of space at the top of the box right now.
You're absolutely right. Just another example here. Doesn't need to go for power here, trying to place this in the top right. Keenan Weeks, another good hand to save this ball. But he's getting on his defenders. He can't have that type of space on the 18-yard box.
Here comes the corner. Put away by Portland.
Get up, push your lines. These are the ebbs and flows of the games. Bend, don't break. Say what you need to your back line right now just to get this ball out and then get some possession. Look how high Jake Tracy is right now. Not used to seeing him up there. He wants to put pressure. He doesn't want to let this back line settle on the ball.
Stretch. Ball takes a deflection, finds the foot of Kamara. Olaski with the left foot. Off the bar. More great pressure by the Bruins. Pereira able to bring it up the left wing. Pereira down the line. The flag stays down. Here's Michelle. Benji, the save. Martinez coming up huge.
Salcedo's having a go at the AR because it's going to be a tight one if we have another look for Benji Michelle. Again, it's Pereira. Again, it's everybody on that back line trying to hold it. And Benji Michelle is just holding his run just enough in time, and he goes in on goal, and Martinez does a good job standing up right there. Benji Michelle kind of cuts his own angle when he's on that left side, just isn't able to curl it around. Watch this. Really well-timed run. For me, he's onside there. You go, Tive goes to the runner. Still a lot to do.
What a play by Martinez coming up big.
Yeah.
He's in relief of Garces.
And Benji maybe showed his cards a little bit too early there. That's how the game goes, really, is a lot of times good chance on one end, and here it is. A lot of venom in this hit. It's dipping down, and it has Keenan Weeks beat, to be honest. It goes off the crossbar clanging. It goes about 30, 40 yards in the other direction. And the Pilots find themselves a chance on the other side of the field.
Substitution for UCLA. You see your picture of Vasquez coming out. Alexis Triadis checking in. 7th appearance of the season, junior from Frankfurt, Germany, for Vasquez. And then Salcedo picking up the yellow card. That ball takes a deflection toward the top of the box. Weeks off his line. Roski almost getting there.
Really confident there from Weeks.
Made 3 huge saves in this match, 2 here in the second half. Joe, we talk about how good UCLA is in the first half of matches. That goal by Michel, just the 7th goal they've allowed in the first half of a game. Portland this year has been great in second half of matches this year, outscoring their opponents overall 23-6. Here's a turn. Mara in, the shot, the save by Weeks. He has been tested. 3 saves here in the second half alone.
Not really sure what happens here because the throw-in came in. Tiaza was pushed up, but that left Lionel Mills 1v1 with Kamara, who gets the other side of him. Again, tight angle, but that's a really good shot. He keeps it low. Keenan Weeks, what a save. He's got a couple for his highlight reel tonight.
Hunley take the kick. Ball falls back out to him. Looking to turn the corner. Trying to play a back post, so they'll go out for a goal kick. More good pressure here. Pilots going to the bench. Shane Aranda checking in the match for the first time.
Yeah, that's something they were trying to do at the end of the first half.
Coming for Artiega. Another look at that corner kick by the Bruins.
UCLA's look so dangerous in the second half. It's a second chance opportunity. Again, I can't tell if he's crossing or shooting. Nobody can find it there.
So Artiega out. Aranda in. Aranda, 15th appearance for the senior. He didn't play against St. Mary's, but he started 2 of the last 4 games in conference play.
Defensive substitution for the Pilots, holding midfield with some experience there. Artiega's done well for himself. Freshman, maybe the legs. You get Aranda in, he's got some more experience. Artiega and Greg Tracy, apologies. I think I was...
They're combining them into one player.
Yeah, exactly. You know, they've done a great job, but Artiega does bring a little calm to the play.
Throw in here for the Bruins. Leo. Pulaski working on the right wing. There's Kamara, been dangerous here in the second half. Toyo. So do you think UCLA is doing anything different here in the second half to create all these opportunities, or are they being more aggressive? How are they finding so much space?
For me, the wings are being more aggressive, and they're switching the ball a lot quicker. Watch here, they've got the space, they take it, but they're not dwelling on it the way they usually were last time, and they're not bailing themselves out by just hunking it forward. There's a lot of people pulling off of the back line, a lot of people forward for UCLA that you didn't see in the first half.
Herrera. Michel trying to split the center backs. Holt able to hold his position. Box out Michel that time.
He's done well for himself tonight. He's been really impressive. For me, best player in the field for UCLA tonight in terms of containing Benjamin Excel, except there's been 3 chances. One of them's been put away.
By Tracy to create some space. Call for the foul. We got Michel and Holt, 2 first-team all-conference players going at it. Here's another look at Michel, or pardon me, a foul by Tracy.
Yeah, Greg Tracy's going to ground there, and yeah, kind of a heavyweight bout right now. But for me, the man of the match has been Keenan Weeks. He's come up big 3 times, you could say. Kept his team in this game.
It's still on top 1-0. Michel in the 31st minute from Herrera, only goal of the match.
You can see Nick Carlin-Voigt is telling his team, calm down, stay in your spots, because I think Benji Michel is coming back trying to help win the ball, and they need an outlet. They need somebody up there. And Nick Carlin-Voigt's telling Benji, stay high, stay on hold the ball up for us, run things down. That's what it takes when you got this type of pressure going on here. High boot there from Kamara. Rare pulling some defensive duties.
Kamara's second team all Pac-12. 5 goals on the season, had 2 goals in the 2-0 win over San Diego. He has not scored in his last 4 games. His last goal actually came against LMU.
It's been a more fluid attack too for UCLA. You talk about what they've done differently. Well, Palaio's found himself on the left side, on the right side. Kamara's up here, he's chasing down on the right. But they're just pushing more people up for me right now.
They look very good on offense right now.
Yeah. For me, the Pilots, you're seeing those 2 center mids getting spread out a little bit too much here. They're doing a good job staying home, clogging up lanes, but when they're getting dragged out is when things are opening up for UCLA.
Bruins win possession right back. Here's Martinez, who's coming in the game for Garces and had 1 huge save so far against Michel as he got in behind the defense. Ortiz. Throw into the Bruins. Here's Powell. Bruins working left to right. Staying attack down the left wing.
See the quick play there, Tom. Just 1 touch, 2 touch.
Read that time by Tracy. Here's Magana Rivera. Not called his name too much here in the second half. Rivera. Good slip, finding Magana Rivera. Michel making a run. Magana Rivera slipping it. Michel turning. Michel. Martinez off his line. Michel just couldn't get around on that.
It's a bit too much for me because I think this ball in, Magana Rivera either wants it back or he wants a first-time touch, but Benji Michel's trying to work that back onto his right side. Again, Martinez, what a step there. Substitute goalkeeper's done well for himself so far. First
He's been great.
First 2 opportunities to come his way.
Look, Garces was really good too.
Yeah.
Here's Holt. Looking for options. Played short. Asiedu. Now Hunley. Bruins attacking down the left wing toward the byline. Ball comes all the way to the other side. Palaio. Powell serving it in. Olowski, the intended target. He couldn't quite get to it. Portland just playing it back. Michel trying to make a run. Here's Martinez way out of the box.
Calm play there from the goalkeeper. And Tom, for as dangerous as UCLA's looked this half, you can see the cracks in the defense. Those runners in behind have been what's been killing them.
Ball played in for Asiedu. If Portland can just win it back, that initial play in by UCLA, the counter is going to be on for Michel. But give credit to the Bruins. They've controlled tempo.
Yep.
Momentum here in the second half. They're playing really well, switching offensively. Portland hasn't been able to really put up the counterattack. This was a great opportunity, but
Right
there's
there.
Martinez.
And if you're going to turn there, it's got to be first time. You got to know where the net is. You don't have time to take another touch in the 18-yard box.
Here's Ortiz, a little bit of room down the right flank. Ortiz splits a couple defenders. Ortiz.
We'll have to have another look at this. This looks close to me. Really good play. Really good play on the right side. Look at this. Quick cut. He gets just a touch on it there at the end.
UCLA trying to play quickly.
This game is picking up intensity.
Work by Magana Rivera. Michel. Ortiz, the flag is up.
They say it was going to get testy. Ray Ortiz, again, quick turnover. Pereira right back to Magana Rivera. Tackles flying in, ends up at the feet of Benji Michel. And watch Ray Ortiz. He's just standing, trying to tiptoe the line, finds himself ultimately judged offside.
Yellow card to Ortiz.
You know, unless they're calling him coming in from offside, it's a close one to me. Doesn't necessarily like the challenge, but finds himself in the book. Something to keep your eye on. He's an emotional player for sure.
Both head coaches talking to the fourth official.
I think Salcedo found himself in the book, actually.
Earlier, yeah.
Yep.
Look at Clive's Army. Temperature in the low 50s, maybe high 40s at this point. A lot of shirtless college students. Joe has his shirt off up here in the booth.
I'm just getting into the fanfare, trying to
I
live
don't
it.
blame you. It's all right. You live the glory days. Portland on top, 1-0. Right now, Michelle's goal is holding up. And now the fourth official having a word, or head referee.
Yeah, I'm curious. He did a lot of emotions. Take another look. Just look at this. Yeah, he's offside. You know, he's onside for a beat for me. I think they're just going to say he was offside, came back on, and that's why he was.
The yellow
Flag
card
goes
to
up.
Carlin White, so both head coaches in the books. If anything, you got to think this slowdown maybe helps Portland a little bit, because it's been all Bruins here in the second half. Just one counterattack opportunity for the Pilots.
No, picked up there. Pereira's just been at the center of pretty much every offensive play. He's been winning the ball, and he's been completing the first or second pass. Magana Rivera, now we've said his name a couple times, and already we've seen a couple chances. And Ortiz, I got to say, for somebody who limped off the field in the first half to look lively.
You think we'll see Dixon again, or is Pereira playing really well right now and going to keep him on the field?
Yeah, you know, you ride the wave till you can, and I wouldn't be surprised to see it made towards the end of the game. The reason I say that is because we've seen Dixon deployed on the back line, whether it be right back, left back, so able to pull the defensive duties, and he looked good through the first part of that first half. Surprised we haven't seen him. The only reason would be, again, to your point, Pereira's been playing really well. He's been connecting with Benji Michel. He's been pressuring the back line. Tervega's been under pressure every time he's gotten it. And there seems to be good understanding where that ball needs to go once they get the transition.
It's the 11th all-time meeting between these two teams. UCLA 8-1-1. Portland's only won 1998 second round of the NCAA playoffs. That year the Pilots fall in the College Cup to Indiana. So we're finally ready to go.
Is that 98 or 88? I think my old coach would be remiss if I didn't look to
88.
correct. Yeah, there we go. As the Casey Keller team. I think he'd be proud of Keenan Weeks' performance tonight.
I would say so. Yeah, lost to Indiana, the only loss by the team for Portland in the run to the College Cup. Pilots on top here, 1-0. UCLA has had a fantastic second half, and Keenan Weeks has come up big 3 times to keep Portland ahead. Herrera now looking to turn. 1v3. Work by the freshman. Herrera. Miranda. Magana Rivera. Ortiz. Can't control it. Great work by Pereira there to set that up.
Yeah, look at
Great
Ortiz
defenders.
on defense.
Vallejo. Ziedu.
That's good commitment from the Pilots to get back on D, get behind the ball. I'm just looking at how Oceano is floating around, and now Aranda's just almost man marking him. A lot of the offense for the Bruins today has been starting with that man right there. And
Ball played in for Kamara. Weeks off his line.
shut that down. Kamara's also looked dangerous, looking to get on the end of these things.
Kamara, Olaski. Take your pick.
Yeah, it's really pick your poison. In a lot of cases, you're minimizing the danger. You can't completely eliminate it. So far, I'd say the Pilots have passed. It's been the heroics of Keenan Weeks tonight that's kept them off the score sheet.
Here's Tracy. Give credit to Martinez. He's come up with one huge save to keep it a 1-0 game and keep the Bruins within striking distance.
Yeah, good for both. Well, all three goalkeepers. Yep. Garces goes off.
He was big in the first half as well.
Saw that shot coming from Ray Ortiz. Just tried to get in front of it. And Tom, I'd say that when we talked about the lineup for the Pilots tonight, it was the best lineup we'd seen, but the substitutions have been spot on tonight. You think about how Pereira has influenced this game. Hendel came on, made himself a nuisance.
We have Martinez checking back in for Asiedu.
And if you're UCLA, good adjustments coming out at halftime, and you'd think they'd come out firing through those first 15 minutes. Exactly what they did. Pilots weather the storm. They barely hold on. They still maintain the 1-0 lead. Plenty to do, but you'd say that's priority number one. You go in the locker room, you say these guys are going to come at you as fast, as hard as they can. You got to be able to weather that one.
Velasquez playing it toward the top of the box. Under 20 minutes to go here, second half. Portland on top 1-0. Benji Michel from Pereira in the 31st minute. The difference here tonight. The Pilots earn a whistle off the foul by Tervega.
Good moment there for Ortiz. Not always the offensive stuff. Watch this. Takes a look, sees the challenge. It is a foul, but recognizes the situation to go down.
Tervega started every game this year. Product of FC Dallas Academy out of Highland Village, Texas.
Think of the youth talent there.
It's a pretty good program to be a part of coming up.
Yeah, their own Chris Reeves was here last year on the bluff for the Pilots. Was starting games till he picked up that foot fracture.
Miranda stepping in front of that pass. Here's Mills. Holt easily winning that header. Now the Bruins attacking down the right wing. Vallejo. Toyo back to Holt.
Pushing even higher. Look at Holt. If I'm Benji Michel, I'm maybe staying on that back line. Can you get on the end of a clearance even? It's a little bit too shallow for me. It's Bruins ball right now.
Vallejo, edge of the box. Defending by the Pilots. Thrown to the Bruins. Leg stretch is going to get a yellow.
This for basketball is be a good steal, but I think he swats away. He doesn't want the quick restart. We talk about substitutes who've come in and influenced the game.
Joe, one player we should talk about on available night for the Bruins, Frankie Amaya, first team All Pac-12 player. He's currently with the U20s at Bradenton, Florida, CONCACAF U20 championships. He's the first team All Pac-12 selection, 2 goals, 4 assists.
A lot of excitement around that U20 squad and what Tab Ramos is able to do with them. One of the favorites in that tournament.
Certainly a key loss for the Bruins, huh? Now Pereira's got some room. Pereira trying to hit with the outside of the foot to Michel. The ball takes a deflection, bounces back to him. Holtz.
How good has he been tonight? You got to imagine there's definitely scouts at this game for any number of the names on the score sheet, but he has shown extremely well tonight.
Switch out wide on the left-hand wing. The Bruins attacking, trying to find the equalizer. Pulls back to Holt. Powell. Kamara. Kamara. What a sliding play that time. Kamara almost in behind the defense. Calvo making a big play. Now the outlet, Pereira. Into the middle, Magana Rivera. Magana Rivera. Magana Rivera. Can't get it on frame.
Abundance of riches for Magana Rivera. What a good job by Greg Tracy there. It's a great tackle on that right side from Calvo, and it springs this counterattack. Great job. Tracy waits for it to open up, plays Pereira down. They work it all the way to Magana Rivera. And I think he's waiting for that outside back to step because he wants Ray Ortiz there. I think when he recognizes that pass isn't opening up, he opts for a shot, but he's leaning back. And because of that, the ball goes sailing over. But another good opportunity because they're about 5v3 right there. If you're the Pilots, you got to punish this UCLA team for getting forward the way they are, for being able to get in behind the way you have been. And when you're still finding yourself 1-0, it's in the back of your mind, and it still lets UCLA, it keeps them in this game. Because if a second one goes in, they're pushing forward even more, and maybe you put this game to rest. They still got a chance, and they can just wait, see what pops up to them, because they've looked dangerous tonight.
Ortiz out, Hindell in for Portland, so Hindell will occupy that right-hand side. 1-0 Pilots on top. Approaching the final third. Here from Merlot, opening round of the NCAA tournament. The winner will take on Kentucky on Sunday. Kamara, nice switch. Play kept alive on the far side by the Bruins. Calvo in a one-on-one battle.
I think it's Hindell over there.
Correction, Hindell, yep.
Maybe not the time to try to dribble out of the back.
UCLA recycling to midfield. Here's a turnover. Magana Rivera trying to feed it through to Michel. Martinez way off his line.
4 or 5 people going towards the challenge. This Pilots team just knows the pace that Benji Michel has. They can just play it forward first time. Or, you know, Martinez had to be way off his line to get to that ball. Otherwise, there's 3 people clashing together. You don't know where that ball ends up. Where the crowd comes in. 15 minutes left. How can you close out this game?
Stretch the long throw in for Michel. Ball cleared back to the Pilots half of the field. Miranda. Stretch. I'm looking for Hindell.
Not a bad idea.
Vega reading it well.
Don't know if that ball's going to skip. Back 3 for UCLA. Seem to have sorted things out, but now they're starting to get forward. Look at Holt. He's just following his pass.
Kamara. Play it out wide on the wing. Vallejo drifting to the middle with the left foot. Chipping it into the box. Albo steps in front of that. UCLA still looking to attack. Martinez.
Good job by Mills. Rises up. Not many people in the nation are going to beat him to a ball in the air. Just gets undercut. Pays the price. Senior has seen those challenges for 4 years now. Tom, looking at the midfield for UCLA, I think we say, where does the success come from? Well, Kamara's been dropping off. It's almost 6 in the midfield at a certain point. Tracy and Aranda have their hands full. You're seeing Magana Rivera checking back to get on the ball. Hindell now having to do the defensive duties. And if you're Pereira or weak side on the outside, you got to tuck in and help out with these numbers.
Alaski floating it into the box for Martinez. The ball loose. Martinez knocks it down. Looks like the flag is up.
This time it's Tiazo deploying a few of the dark arts himself. Look at this, not happy, but Tiazo gets a little shove in the back. Definitely sells it. Ball's floated in, so I think he's favored to win it as a center back. Watch this, has a look, knows exactly where the forward is. Yep, give him the Oscar, give him the foul.
Weeks will put this back in play. We approached 12 minutes ago here in the second half. Portland on top 1-0. It's like Malcolm Dixon will have some say here in the second half. Again, some words from Nick Carlin-Boyd. Right now, Michel's goal in the 31st minute from Pereira. A turnover in the midfield that led to Pereira finding the ball and slipping it through to Michel, finished with the left foot. Only goal of the match. Magana Rivera. Michel. Hindell. Trying to cut it back. Somehow got his foot to it. Pereira looking to turn. The ball takes a deflection in the box. Martinez able to fall in.
We're starting to see some tired legs. But some good opportunities. Watch this, Hindell pulls it back, gets it. And he is hit, but it's not a PK for me, and he realizes that. He gets up quick. Still manages to create a tough chance for UCLA to deal with. Magana Rivera and Pereira both had chances, and looks at it.
Committed against Juan Powell, so a free kick to the Bruins right at midfield.
Got to batter down the hatches right now for the Pilots and look for that second on a counterattack.
Vallejo. Bruins attacking through the middle. Olaski defeated into Kamara. Pereira trying to release Michel. Good work by Tervega to win that battle. Michel almost got there.
Yeah, I'm really impressed by the angles these guys have been taking, because you're one-on-one with Benji Michel 3 or 4 times. Each time they've managed to get their foot to it. They're defending well.
Stratus down the wing. Chance here for the Bruins. Well played into the middle. Martinez the intended target. Magana Rivera just playing it back onto the Bruins half the field. Here's Martinez way outside of the box.
10 minutes, last ditch stuff is where the fitness starts to come in. Malcolm Dixon's still waiting to come in. The touch line.
Holt. There's Powell. Bruins look to build the attack again. Shot from distance that time, takes a deflection and will go out for a corner kick. Only creating the opportunity, he'll go over and take the corner. Chance for the Bruins here. Late stages of the second half. Here's the in-swinger. And that'll go out for a goal kick. Now Dixon able to check into the match.
It's either Kamara or Holt who nods that down.
So Dixon's second on the team with 4 goals, and for Magana Rivera. First team all West Coast Conference selection. Magana Rivera checks out, 2 goals, 5 assists from Magana Rivera on the season.
And I thought for the moments he was involved tonight, he was really good. He was influential.
It makes such a difference when he can be in the middle,
Yeah,
not on the wing.
absolutely. I think when he was in that center, he did well for himself. Just, you don't want him lost on the wing. It's not natural there, and he's so good at running people in the center of the field.
Pereira chipping it forward for Michel. Holt. I got a foot to it. Pereira. Slipping it through Michel. Tracy trying to get it back to Michel. Ball takes a deflection back to him. Pereira. The shot. It should be a corner kick.
Yeah, catches a deflection. Martinez being very safe. Diving way wide. And going back to that story in the New Mexico, is our goalkeeper Justin Bartz, who had to deal with his fair share of corners too. Whole nother beast. You know, if I'm not wrong, this is the first or second corner he's going to be having to deal with. And they're putting Dixon right on him. Going to make his life difficult.
Tracy over to take it. Ball skips out to the other side. Made a cross by Hindell. Ball to Tracy with the left foot. Martinez in position.
Really good switch of the play there. Hindell and Tracy. Thought chance went begging when he took this touch, but he takes it on the volley on his less favored left foot. Luckily for Martinez, it's right at him.
Martinez looking to turn against the defense that time. Ball knocked out of bounds by Holt, thrown to the Pilots right there in front of Clive's Army, looking at the student section to turn out this playoff match.
Watch this ball across, and it pops up, but really well done to just keep that on frame. I think he wants that further away from Martinez.
Andrew Paoli been set to check in for the Bruins. Seven minutes left to go here from Merlot. Portland on top, 1-0. Winner to take on Kentucky in the second round of the NCAA Tournament on Sunday.
I like that there from Hendel. Just keep him back a couple seconds. Every second counts at this point. And they opt for the long ball, and this allows your center backs to either win the ball or your midfielders to win the second one.
Dixon trying to get there.
RJ Stretch got to be careful. Found himself in the book already. They're asking for a second yellow. Nick's telling Salcedo it's a bit of a dive from Palaio. And again, touch gets away from him. You got to be aware, UCLA's been very good about drawing the fouls when the play's gone dead. Watch this. Touch, tries to get out of danger quick. Goes down easy for me, but it is an infraction from RJ Stretch as he gets a little bit touch tight. Just something for the freshman to keep in the back of his mind. You can't bail someone out there. Plenty of tussling going on, and that's Pereira on the deck. It's hard to tell. I think he's saying he got some in the lower back from Holt.
Holt got a card.
It's interesting, the referee saw something there. He's obviously going to be the danger man. Whenever you're putting your outside back on that far left, I would be surprised to see them floated so you can head it back across.
And so Hundley over it. UCLA looking for the equalizer here in the 84th minute. Ball into the box.
Got to be something special from there.
Trying the volley. Andrew Paoli checking in. His 5th appearance of the year. Powell. Paoli, a sophomore from San Jose.
Tough period of the game to check into.
Under 6 to go here from Merlot. Portland on top 1-0. Michelle's goal in the 31st minute. The difference is 11th of the year from Pereira. Here's Michelle on the ball. Played forward for Hendel. Hendel in. The shot saved on the line. Great work again. The defender, Santoyo, saved it off the line the first time. Early on in the first half. Keep it a 1-0 game. Comes up huge again.
And play's not dead, but once we have another look at that, what a great recognition from Shane Aranda, who wins the ball in the midfield. And he doesn't just clear it, he takes a look up, realizes there's space open, he plays it for Benji, and Benji first time recognizes the on run from Hendel, and he can only flick it over. That's why there's not enough power to get it past the last defender, Santoyo. Another goal line clearance.
He's at 2 tonight. Bruins still alive. Here they attack down the left wing.
Such a clever flick there from Benji Michel, and really good recognition from Hendel. You know, you get forward when you can, you maybe get 1 or 2 chances, and the Pilots have definitely had their chances. Now him on the defensive end gets a touch out for a corner kick.
Good run by Triadis.
Derby finish.
Ball served into the box. Mara going up for it. The ball headed away from him. Cleared away by Portland toward midfield. UCLA will start the attack from the left side. Triadis.
You talked about proving something, Tom. Well, you got 4 minutes to finalize and finish your point.
Tracy takes it away from Hundley. Holt, a long ball down the middle. Piazzo, position. Pereira, Lobs it back onto UCLA's half of the field. Hindell trying to make a run to get there. Good work by Hindell, force some pressure, and earns the throw-in.
Yeah. And a good ball out from Pereira. It hangs up there. It's almost when you hang the ball up, you give Hindell a chance to get forward, a chance to put the back line under pressure. And little moments like that are what help you get through and finish games. Arteaga it was Aranda just a moment ago, and Benji actually got on the end of it. And Dixon trying to hold the ball in the corner. Bleed this game out however you can.
We approach 3 minutes to play. Pilots looking to hold on. Shell trying to get there. Holt steps in front of that pass. Portland 2-0 this year against the Pac-12, wins over Washington and Oregon State. Long switch. Gaddis. Nice sliding tackle by Calvo, throwing for UCLA. The game he's had tonight.
Yeah. Stands him up, and he's been so good in these last challenges. Not dangerous. It looks like he's in control the entire time, but first it was Paleo. Whoever they've thrown at him on that right side, he's done a fantastic job keeping him in front.
Vega will take the throw-in. Corner kick Bruins. Still time here. Lumley to take it. High ball floated back post. It's a loose. Dixon there to clear it away. Holt again the intended target.
Got to get your guys up.
UCLA pushing everyone forward. I'll switch out to the left-hand side.
Can you get that extra foot tighter?
Well played in. Weeks. Collision in the box. Martinez going up for it. He's going to get the yellow. Weeks is okay. Richard Sr. coming up big.
Got to be strong because he sees this coming in. Doesn't juggle it. Strong hands from Keenan Weeks. Smothers the danger again. And how good has he been tonight?
Fantastic. And Martinez picks up the yellow.
That yellow card stops the clock. You can see Tiazzo, he's just telling his guys, minute 18, eliminate mistakes, be safe, close everything down, stay on your feet. Everything your body's telling you not to do, you got to do.
Gracie nods it forward. They'll try to get there. It'll be a throw-in for the Bruins. We approach a minute to play. Portland on top 1-0, trying to hold on against UCLA.
Got
Alaski.
what do you got left in the tank?
Play it forward for Martinez. Tiazzo wins the header. Pereira. Martinez out to play it. A deep ball down the left-hand side. .30 seconds left to go. Holt. Gaddis trying to get there, turn the corner, has the step, and goes out for a goal kick.
Calvo again even finds himself wrong side, doesn't go down to ground. 13 seconds. Weeks will take his time. He hasn't found himself in the book yet.
The fans on their feet at Merlot. Weeks puts it back in play, and Portland's moving on. Just the second all-time win against the Bruins, the first one since 1988. And the Pilots eliminate UCLA to move on to round 2. Great game by both sides, Joe. Portland was just enough to get the winner.
Chances, opportunities all around, and it's Benji Michelle who puts one away. But for me, your man of the match is Keenan Weeks. He kept you in the game, kept the ball out of the back of the net, And that's why you're heading to Kentucky on Sunday. A complete performance, maybe not that because they were on their back heels there in the second, but overall, I think they were the better team on the day. In the second half, it was more UCLA, but they still created chances.
Shell gets the goal. Weeks comes up with huge saves. Big hug there from Nick Carlin-Voigt. This side is advancing on, take on Kentucky Sunday. Check out PortlandPilots.com for the latest info on what time that game will start. Portland moving on. Congratulations to the Pilots. They move on to round 2 to take on Kentucky. For Joe Slevin and our entire crew, I'm Tom Colker. Thanks so much for watching. As your goal scorer, Benji Michelle. Pilots win it 1-0 over UCLA in the opening round of the NCAA playoffs. Have a great night, everybody.